Hey, hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Crowns and Conversations, the space where every story is honored, every journey is valid, and crowned or not, you belong here. I'm your host, Frankie Purdy, your reigning Universe United Mrs. 2025. I'm a wellness advocate, a lover of all things pageants, purpose, and power. Crowns and Conversations is all about creating a space for real talk with real queens doing real things, whether it's about platform building, personal growth, or what's in your crown box. We're here to celebrate the story behind the sparkle. And today's guest is one you absolutely need to know. So grab your tea, get comfy, and let's get into this royal conversation. All right, y'all. We're going to welcome Gia Combs, your reigning America's Ideal Miss 2026. She's a licensed master level social worker, a dedicated therapist working in both the private and school-based sectors. Originally from Louisville, Kentucky, Gia holds a bachelor's degree in psychology with a minor in Pan-African Studies and a master's of science and social work from the University of Louisville. Behind her professional work, Gia is using her crown to make real impact through her platform R.O.O.T.S, resources outside of traditional spaces, which focuses on connecting communities to create care and support in places like churches, libraries, and community centers. With years of experience, including being Miss Cosmos United States 2023 and placing first runner-up internationally, Gia brings both passion, purpose to everything she does. Please help me welcome the compassionate, the driven, the impactful Gia Combs. Oh, Woo! Let's be trying to So how are you doing this morning?
I am good. Thank you. Feeling refreshed. Excited to be on here with you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking to myself, like, you know what? I have to have Gia on here. I love you. Like, I remember like first seeing you like through your social media platforms. And at one point you're gonna be my sister queen. I was so excited, but you had bigger plans. You made a big move from and moved to, did you move to Virginia or to DC?
I'm in Virginia, but I'm literally right on the DC line. So I'm like 8 minutes from DC. So I'm in Alexandria, Virginia currently.
Okie dokie. So made that big move, got settled into new positions, doing new things.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So like, how has that transition been from moving to Kentucky to Virginia?
Honestly, it's been pretty easy. Luckily, I've got a pretty decent set of support people out here. So it's been like a very seamless transition. Luckily, I'm a very kind of like free bird, I guess, in a sense. I do a lot of traveling. I don't get rattled by a lot of different things. So it wasn't a super like anxious thing for me. And also I do have a flight benefit since my mom is a retired flight attendant. So since my mom and I are super close, since I'm an only child, so that has afforded us the opportunity to have her come out here multiple times to still keep that same feeling that we had back home in Kentucky. But it's been good. I came here, got settled, immediately started exploring. I got all my like girly maintenance people set and established, hair, nails, brows, all the good things. So once I got that nailed, I got into my work routine, life routine, and it's good. We're thriving.
I love that. So I'm marking down things I have in common with Gia.
Yes.
Only child and close relationship with mother.
Very much so. That's my girl. That's my girl. I'm telling you. Love her. Shout out to you, Mom.
Right. So I can tell you about me, right? In pageantry, everyone kind of like has their niche of what they really love. So I can tell you, I am a platform girly. So I love a very intentional, well thought out platform. And I think the best platforms are the ones that incorporate really through your whole life. And so I feel like that's what yours does with being in that social work field and your platform roots with creating these spaces where people can have access to things that they might not necessarily have access to. I love that. And I want to go more into that. So what inspired you to create this platform?
It hit me randomly. I was starting off in my master's program. I actually started off in a clinical mental health counseling master's before switching to social work like a year later. I was interning in an elementary school. And I was spending every day with my kiddos, pushing in the classrooms. And I had a girls group with my second graders. We did lunch bunch and all those things. And I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm actually a resource that's coming into this school and having a direct impact with the kids. And, as I'm exploring the school, I'm seeing other organizations that are coming into the school and providing their services directly on site, which, also, we could talk about barriers, right? And so like a lot of kiddos don't get general access to a lot of these organizations, whether it's because of transportation, maybe there's not parent buy-in, there could be a million other factors, affordability, all those good things, right? And so I'm like, okay, we're outside resources that are able to come into the school. And I'm like, we're having a huge impact. So that's where it initially came from. So I started off, I've gone through a bit of a transition. It started off as resources outside of the school. So I was like, okay, we're really going to build this. So we're going to connect community resources that are outside of the school. We're going to connect with each other because maybe we're able to fill some gaps, right? Because not every organization has every single thing we're looking for. So maybe it's setting up a referral line. It's just being connectors, being advocates, things of that nature. So I ended up switching to social work, and I had to change my internship. I couldn't be in the school anymore, and I transitioned to a behavioral health hospital. So with me being outside of the school, I'm like, okay, school is still important, but I kind of had a shift in mindset, right? Schools, hospitals, general clinics, like those are normally like the most common you think of, whether it's going to volunteer, drop off care packages, et cetera, right? And sometimes they end up with like an influx of items that end up sitting on a shelf, or, they may have to give them away to someone else that's in need, things like that. And so it was like, okay, maybe we shift focus to resources that are outside of traditional spaces. So obviously not knocking our schools and our clinics and our hospitals. Super important. They're providing life-changing care. But what about those people that are slipping through the cracks? Or those people that might, get discharged from the hospital, or maybe they change schools or things like that. So now those services that we were providing them in those spaces, or what are they, like no longer accessible? Is nobody care anymore? Maybe they didn't get set up with that next step. So I'm like, okay, there's a huge need here. And once I was moving from Louisville to here to Virginia, I was starting to work for Ronald McDonald House Charities as a community and volunteer engagement manager. And that's what was really like, okay, because even here, right, I'm seeing all of the stuff that we're gathering, but like this was like, to me, it's a non-traditional space. And the thing I think that's like so important too is like, yes, care packages, always in need, but we had so many of them, which was great. I mean, that's definitely a blessing, having an influx of items.
I know that's right.
But it's also like, we need a little bit more than that. It's about the community, being able to have a conversation. Are they actually okay? They're going through some of the toughest times of their lives, some of our families that were at Ronald McDonald House, right? And, you see our staff members and our volunteers interacting, just asking them, how are you? Like, our volunteers are a resource, right? Just seeing how you're doing. Can I help you in any tiny way? Maybe it's just playing a game with your kiddo to give you a second to just breathe.
Yes.
Or maybe it's coordinating an activity. Maybe it's helping you bake cookies. Maybe it's cooking a meal for your family. Maybe it's simply just being here and being a listening ear. So that's what kind of inspired it. And I'm hoping to continue growing it. I'm working on some partnerships. I know I saw one of your questions was like, why roots? And it's because you start off as a seed, right? With the right resources, the water, the sunlight, the right tending to, the right attention, the right care, you're going to grow and you're going to thrive. And like, that's what it's about. How can we all come together to make sure we're all together, lifting each other up and growing to where we need to and where we want to be?
I agree. I love that. That's really important because we talk about it all the time, especially in our community as Black people, right? We talk about that barrel of crabs mentality. Like, you can't do better than me, right? So instead of like me helping you lift up, I'm going to pull you back down.
Right.
And that's why the world is in the shape that it is right now. We can blame it on the president, blame it on, not to get political, we can blame it on,
I know.
we can blame it on everybody else.
Totally.
But if that's the case, then how come other communities aren't experiencing that as well? Why aren't experiencing that? Why aren't Asian communities experiencing that?
Yep. Yeah, it's a huge question.
They got the same president we do. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of us, like, I love that. I love the fact that, like, look inside and see what we can do for each other. Something
Absolutely.
just
It's simple. Exactly.
Every support doesn't always cost. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. And that has been my whole thing, right? Like all the knowledge and the experiences that we bring to the table, like just simply, how are you? How can I help you today? What do you need? Like meeting people where they're at. Because it's so easy to make assumptions, right? Like, oh, because when you hear in need, you're like, oh, well, they could probably use this. They could probably use that. But what do they actually need? Like, how are we getting them the resources that are most important to them and their family right now so they can actually thrive? I think that brings up like the whole equity versus equality thing, right? It's like equality and you give everybody everything, but that doesn't work for everybody, right? It's like just because you give everybody laptops, not everybody has maybe the Wi-Fi, maybe it's the plugs to charge it, just the means to take care of it. There's just, it's a whole thing.
A whole look. That's another conversation.
Yes.
Well, Gia, I would love to support you in whatever your endeavors are. You always have, a friend in me when it comes to that. That's what I really love about my platform, Wellness Royalty, because I teach from the 5 dimensions of health and holistic wellness. And it pretty much lends to a lot of people's different platforms, which is why I love mine so much. Yes. So whatever you need, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call me, because I'll be there. I'm from Virginia. I have family not too far away from that area. So I've actually been following you and seeing some of the stuff you've done. I know that y'all had something about the model McDonald House run not too long ago, a few months ago. Here, I wanted to try to come.
Oh my gosh.
I said, I gotta quit my job so I can be a full-time pageant supporter. Because
honestly, you come and scoop me up and we'll go together.
That's right. That's right. So let's transition a little bit. Let's go into your pageant journey, right? So you've been doing pageants for a long time.
Yes.
Was that an interest was it something that you were interested in, or something more your mom was interested in, or like how did it kind of start?
Little bit of both, honestly. It was just kind of something that came together. I know, so I'm an AKA and my mom is also an AKA. And so I actually started off doing the Little Miss AKA cotillion. So that was really my first taste of like, getting into some sort of structured like programming. We get the dresses, we learn the etiquette, we do all the things, we get on stage, we get trophies. So it was like, okay, I like this. And so then we actually started receiving mail from National American Miss. Because I feel like everyone's always getting mail from National American Miss. Love that. Their marketing, genius. So that's kind of
mail from National American.
I'm telling you, like everybody has at least one piece of mail from them. So yeah, we saw it and I was like, oh mom, like this seems like a lot of fun. We should do it. She's always been very supportive. So we kind of jumped into it together, had a great experience, but it was one of those, like, I think when you're younger and sometimes you walk away with a loss, and you're like, okay, and your mom sees, your reaction to the loss and is like, okay, I don't know if this is for us. Maybe, I don't like to see you this down on yourself or things like that. So that was where we started. Took a little bit of a break after that, and then got back into it a couple years later and then took off, and now here we are.
Here we are. And so let's talk about your pageant journey. So we know you had this big win, winning a national title, going to internationals, getting that first runner-up.
Yes.
But what did the journey look like before that?
Yeah, so I jumped back into pageants. I believe it was honestly 2017 or so. And I was like, okay, let's look at the Miss America system. So we started off with Miss Jefferson County, one of our like local prelims. Now, talent is always a thing that has been a little iffy for me. I grew up playing piano, flute, violin, dancing, cheering, doing you name it. But I took a long break. So then when it came to jumping into this, competition with talent, I had to try and pick something back up. So I tried piano. Well, long story short, it didn't work out. But anyways, great experience. I really enjoyed it. I nailed my interview. I won People's Choice. I nailed my onstage question. And it was a political question, which I was hoping I did not get. But it was great. Standing ovation. Great time. But yeah, I botched my talent. So that really just put the nail in the coffin there. But yeah, picked it back up then. And then I started doing some like local Kentucky festivals, pageants, really enjoyed those. I did Amerifest. Enjoyed I Supreme Road at both the state level and at the national pageant. So that was super exciting. And then from then, just kind of I went into Miss Kentucky USA in 2023. Didn't do so hot as, you know, I had high expectations going in, a lot of preparation, and I got a little stumped in my interview. I'll be honest with you. I think I over prepped for what I was going to be asked. And when I got in there, and they weren't asking me anything even like similar to what I was prepared for. And I think it just threw me. So, you know, so that didn't go too well, but I didn't let it get me down. I went home and cried, and then I got over it. I'm like, okay, we're going to get back out there, at least for practice. So I signed up for Miss Kentucky Cosmos. This was the first time they were going to have an in-person pageant. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So 2 weeks later, I'm back on the stage. I won, and I was like, wow, okay. I'm like, cool. I'm like, I like this. So then we're like, okay, we're going to prep a little bit differently going into the national pageant. I'm like, I'm just going to do what I feel like is best for me and maybe not what everyone else is doing or what works for them. So it was a super easy, like smooth process. I didn't overdo it, just kind of was me, and went into nationals. And I was just so serene and calm, like the whole time. I just felt good. Mom was like, how you doing? How you doing? I'm like, I'm good. Like, we're here, we're having fun. I had the best interview of my life, and it was press conference style, which was new for me, you know, in a room full of people like bought tickets to come and sit in there. Yeah. So my mom was sitting in there. Yeah. And I had to prepare like a 3-minute speech, and then we had like 2 minutes for the judges to ask us questions. Oh, I know. It was crazy. And like, we're sitting in the back hall. Well, we're standing in the back hallway, and like the way the acoustics were, you could like hear the other girls in there. So I'm literally like this. Under everything I have to say. But best interview ever. I nailed it. And so after that, it was like smooth sailing. I felt good about everything else. I won. So that was great. Yeah, it was amazing. And then the girl that got first runner up, my friend Taylor, she actually lives out here too. So we were just together yesterday. So I'm appreciative of the sisterhood that I got out of that. And then international pageant, another really good experience. Walked away with first runner up, as we talked about. And now we moved, and I'm in Ideal Miss, and was lucky enough to win the Virginia State pageant, and excited for nationals this summer.
I know, that's right. I love that. Yeah. I love that story too, because it's a story of resilience. And that's really important in pageantry, because a lot of girls who don't know what their why is behind why they're doing the pageant, when they don't win the crown, it breaks them down to a point where, you know, like, well, what were you really doing this for? Were you only doing it for the crown and flash? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
the appearances or the prize package or what?
And that's the thing too. Like, I have a little I have another 10-minute thing I do where I just talk about my opinions with things, right? And so a lot of times, like, what does winning look like? It's not what you always look like. We've seen that with the backstory on USA, you know.
Yes.
The winners aren't getting what they thought they were going to get, right? So, you know, so if that is the case, then knowing your why is what's the most important.
Right. And what do you still do with it?
What do you do?
You know, absolutely.
Talk about that, right? What happens when the directors don't show up in the way they're supposed to?
Exactly.
You're still required to show up in the way you're supposed to. So.
Exactly. It is what you make of it ultimately, like whether they come through on everything that was promised or not. It is totally what you make of it and what you decide to do with your crown and your reign.
So I love that. So really quickly, with all your experience and years of pageantry, being in multiple different systems, when you are looking for pageant, what are you looking for? Like, just give me like a few, maybe your top, let's say top 3 or 5.
Yeah. I think the main thing is just structure, if that makes sense. Just like some actual, like, just being organized generally. I mean, even down to like having an updated web page, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of information are we putting out there? I think that's an important thing. Like, what does your pageant stand for? Is yours more just like glitz and glam, because I know some don't even have, I think there's at least one that doesn't have an interview, right? So it's like, is it just stage gown, whatever? Is it, more impact mission driven? Just what are you about? Some general information so I can see where I might fit, right? But also see like, does what I bring to the table align with what you all have going on? Because I want to feel comfortable and I want to represent you all appropriately as well. And also I just look for it to kind of speak to me. I know that's probably kind of bland, but I feel like when you see a lot of girls, and we had talked about this too briefly before coming on here, when you see girls that are like repeat girls that continue to come back, they've got a lot of great things to say. They're close with the director. The director is also closely involved with them. They just feel like there's an actual sisterhood. They feel supported. They feel like this is where I belong and where I enjoy being. And then even when they're done with the system, they still have nothing but good things to say. That is another huge thing to me, because I know it can be, there's so much false advertising like in the world generally. And so, it's easy to fall into that trap. And so having real life girls that to be able to like give their story, I think means the most to me. So
I agree with all of those things that you. So we get to this is like my signature question. What's in your crown box?
What is in my crown box? I'll be honest with you. Oh, yours is so pretty. I love that. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Lots of man hours into that.
I believe it. And I'll be honest with you, there's not a ton in my crown box. It's very like set, and so this is it's not even like super decorated. I'll be honest with you. This is my crown box. This is her.
That's all you need.
This is her. So the main things that I keep in there, which I actually just took them out, my lip combo. Mandatory. And then the other thing, bobby pins, which I have in my crown currently, and a few extra hanging out around here. But I do have a little bow that like sits on top. Also, it has a little jewel on it. It's so cute. But no, I keep mainly the essentials. That's it. And you know why? It's because I keep my purse overcrowded with everything else.
I know that's right. And I'm the opposite. I use mine as the purse. So.
I see. That's so smart. I literally have like a purse just like with brush, deodorant, lip, mirror, phone, everything, gum, and then I just tote her around on the side.
My crown box is really big though too. So that's like the round crowns, they're more narrow and smaller, so you can get them in a smaller box. Which sometimes I prefer. I wish I had a smaller crown box, because like when you're carrying it, I've traveled with this baby, like, and I got this is my little companion.
Oh my goodness, so cute!
Right, because isn't there a frog in there with the AK somewhere?
Yep, I love it. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. No, my last crown box was like massive, because it was like the Cosmos crown is like a huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. All righty. So it's so crazy, right? We've been on here for 23 minutes, believe it or not.
I know, it's crazy. I know. I was seeing the time up in the corner. I'm like, wow. I'm just chatty.
No, it's great. A lot of we get on here and we're just like, I can't believe we've been on for this. It seems like we've been on for like 10 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah.
If you had to describe your pageant style in 3 words, what would it be?
Ooh. I'd say this is one of the ideal words. Authentic. I take a very genuine approach. I just want to be me. Just want to be me. That's it. I'd say fierce, because I just have my own fierceness when I get up on the stage. And then I would also say, I'm trying to think of like put this in the words. Not like flexible, but kind of like flexible, because I'm sometimes I'll go into it with something in my head, even if it's down to a routine, right? And I'm like, I've got this in my head, but when I get up there, I just kind of like, whatever happens. Like, I'm like, I'll still keep my routine or things like that, but I'm just able to kind of adapt. So maybe like adaptability is kind of like a thing for me. I'm just kind of able to adjust, do what I feel like is necessary in the moment, not be like super strict, because I feel like that can catch me up sometimes if I feel like I have to stay right here. So yeah, I just kind of let things lead me and see where they go, and just make it fun.
I love that. And then, okay. So out of the three main categories, we got
Mhm.
interview, the evening gown, fitness/swim. What's
Yes.
your go-to favorite one?
Gown.
Wow.
I love gown. I just feel so elegant and powerful. I know, and like I know the music choice makes a lot of a difference, but I feel like I normally luck out and the music is really good. But I just feel like I'm this whole different person on the stage for gown. And like my gowns, I feel like speak to me as a person as well. And
Mhm.
I just feel like a queen, a real queen. And I love leaving it all on the stage in gown, and also letting my gown speak for who I am as a person also.
I have seen that. I have seen girls turn it on in gown.
Oh my
Like
gosh,
sometimes
yes.
maybe the interview may have been like a little like, oh, okay. Or
The
maybe
gown.
something else. But when they come on for gown, I'm like, who Harper, who that woman?
Whoa, I know. I
Like
know.
they turn it on. So I definitely agree with
Oh
that
yeah. I
report.
love it. I love it. What's yours?
Mine, I'm an interview girly.
Are
So
you okay? I love that. That's good. That's
because
good.
when you talk about being authentic and it's that
Yeah.
time where the judges really get to know you, because the judges are always making notes. They're
100%.
writing something down about you. So if you
Yep.
mention like, oh, she likes fitness, oh, she likes that, and then they see you in
Yep.
gown and they be like, okay, arms, back,
Ooh,
leg, like
I'm
they
telling
start
you.
they start connecting those pieces. And so I like the
Absolutely.
interview because it's that time to like lay down the breadcrumbs for the judges.
Yeah.
They
Plant
can
the seed.
grab them later.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. I love that.
Grab them later. What
Yeah.
is your pageant day hype song? Like the one you turning on to get you in the mindset.
Ooh, that's a really good one. Um, Honestly, one is I'm Every Woman.
Period. I know that's right.
And and it came to me at the Miss Kentucky USA pageant a couple years ago. It was one of the songs that they had us walking to, and the version that they played, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is it." So now that's one of those songs, and it's a good one to practice walking to. Very fierce, like hitting the beat. Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna do like a this or that segment. So I'm gonna say
Ooh,
something
okay.
you like. Okay. All right. I'm gonna say
Okay.
this or that. All
Okay.
right. So all right. After the pageant, what's your go-to? We going healthy like a salad, or we going greasy like hamburger fries?
Greasy burger fries immediately.
I know that's real.
Immediately. Yes.
So if we're going to an appearance, do we
Mm.
prefer sash only, or do we like crown and sash?
Normally, I'm a sash only because it's just easy to throw on and go.
I know
It's
that's
so hard to nail this thing down on my own too. So yeah.
and it's fall too. That's the
Oh
other
my
thing.
God. I'm literally like, am I getting it? Is it in there? Can somebody look at this for me?
Make
Yeah,
sure I'm good. Like you got to do the.
I do. And I do a little check.
And so okay, and then last one is we going to the event with sneakers or we going to the event with heels?
Heels, mandatory.
I had one lady and she said she's like when I have my heels on, I just feel
Mhm.
like I'm in my mindset is different. I'm
It
in a
is.
zone where it's,
It is.
I thought
Yep.
that was interesting. I love that.
Oh
And
no, that's definitely it. Yeah, heels for sure.
lastly, to close us out,
Mhm.
what advice would you give a little girl watching this video who might want to start pageants one day?
Ooh, be yourself. Never sway from who you are. Never let somebody else tell you that you need to be different. If the pageant system is for you, they're gonna love you for who you are. But go for it. Be yourself. Enjoy it. It will set you up for a lot of great things, life skills. You'll make friends for a lifetime. Just go for it. Do it. Don't hold yourself back. Go for it and enjoy. It will be one of the most fulfilling, exciting, meaningful, impactful things that you've ever done in your life.
I love that. Well, Gia, we've made time. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm glad we were able to make this happen and being so flexible, adaptable. All
Absolutely.
right, girl.
Absolutely.
Until next time, see ya.
All right. Thank you so much.
All righty. All right, y'all. That was Gia Combs. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And until next time, see ya.